Michael is a third-year trainee teacher at Edgehill University in Ormskirk. He's just started a placement at Burscough Bridge Methodist Primary School in Lancashire, where he is going to put into practice some of the skills he has learnt on his course. Throughout their studies at Edgehill University, trainee teachers are encouraged to use cross-curricular planning, particularly in their teaching practice. Shirley Gaskell is a course leader for the university's MFL and BA Honours plus QTS programmes.
Planning a cross-curricular lesson is being used much more often these days in terms of primary. But I think it is very, very important because the children are allowed to reinforce their knowledge that they've done instead of doing discrete subjects, that they do bring it together as a blended experience. At Edgehill, we really encourage our trainees, especially the non-linguists, to be very proactive in their placements at school and to involve themselves in teaching MFL. And I think Henry's a really good example of where he's done that. He hasn't actually taken a specialism in languages. He just knows some Spanish from doing it in his gap year. So I think that's really encouraging.
Today, Henry meets Headmistress Barbara Taylor to discuss what he will be teaching whilst at the school.
What I was going to talk to you about really now was the PE, which you are going to be doing with the whole class.
Right, yeah. Okay.
And I know you do that at Edgehill. So,
yes, yeah.
It's not fair to throw it on you right now, but I would prefer it if you could think about some angles that you might like to do.
Okay.
We do teach modern foreign languages in Key Stage 2.
Okay, all right.
Now, whilst Key Stage 1 don't do it as a set subject,
yeah.
They do listen to the older ones and they do pick up on certain words and they assimilate the language.
Okay,
so that's what we're aiming to do a little bit more broadly.
Right, okay.
So perhaps you could think...
I could think of possibly combining a language with PE, and it's something that I'm quite interested in as well, because I've taken it as a specialism subject at Edgehill, but I'm also interested in languages as well, because I've spent time in different countries and I've picked up a few languages, so that would definitely be an option. I can always talk to my tutors at Edgehill who will provide me with resources and ideas and give me just an added confidence in bringing it into the Key Stage 1 class at the school.
That's right, yeah. Good. Any cross-curricular links strengthen both subjects or whatever subjects you are looking for.
Yeah.
We do plan along those ways if we can at Burscough Bridge, and we'll see. I know you've just said about seeking advice from your tutor, but please, feel free to come and see me anytime. Forget I'm the head. I'm your mentor in this particular role. I'll leave you to go back to college to think about what you're going to do and get some advice from college.
Okay.
I do hope that you learn a lot while you're here.
Yes,
and
yes.
like the children, have fun too.
Yes, well, I'm sure I will. It's a very nice school.
Cross-curricular planning is an important part of teacher training at Edgehill University.
It's planned into the undergraduate and postgraduate qualifications that we do at Edgehill, and that's basically in the professional values and practice modules, so that is something that they would be trained to do. Specifically thinking about an individual lesson, what we would advise trainees to do is to approach it first of all from a macro perspective, so look at the whole long-term planning for all the different subjects and look at the links that you can make, and to start from a theme.
After his initial meeting with Barbara, Henry is given advice from Shirley about his plans for the lesson.
Hi Henry.
Hi Shirley.
How's it going?
Yes, very well. Yes, it's going really well.
Good.
But as you know, I'm quite interested in teaching some Spanish with PE.
Okay.
So I was wondering if you had any ideas on how I'd go about achieving this.
Right. Could you tell me about the age groups of what you're teaching before we talk about the individual activities?
It's Year 1, Year 2 and reception.
Ah, right.
Yes.
So a nice mix.
Yes,
yeah,
a nice mix.
That's good. And in terms of prior learning, you've got to think about that, so you know what the children have done beforehand. In terms of you wanting to teach PE and Spanish, where's the emphasis? Have you thought about where you want to focus? Is it going to be oracy, literacy, intercultural understanding, knowledge about language learning strategies, or like a mixture of everything? What do you think?
Well, I think with PE you can get quite a good mixture in there. I think you can definitely get oracy in there, and you can also get the awareness of the language because you can talk about it beforehand. I think that we'll keep things very basic, and I think colours would be a good starter for them because it's not too difficult and it's also quite visual as well, and so it'll keep the reception children entertained. And so you can also use colours in lots of different subjects, so you can take it further, which will be good to keep them interested in it, and also just to continue their sort of learning in it.
It's reinforcing the language that you're going to be doing there.
Yeah.
So can you just talk to me, through the activities and tell me about them so far, what your ideas are?
Okay, I'm going to introduce Pablo, which is my Spanish puppet, and he's the sort of the starter of the whole Spanish idea. Today, everybody, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be learning a language that Pablo speaks. What language does our friend Pablo speak?
Spanish.
Does anybody know what hello is in Spanish? Guy.
Hola.
Fantastic. Hola. Can everybody say hola?
Hola.
Okay, and who can remember what country Pablo comes from? Guy, your hand was up first.
Chile.
Chile, fantastic. We're going to find out what Pablo wants us to learn today, okay? So let's ask him. Here he is. Okay. So I think first of all, just to wake Pablo up, we might need to say hello to him.
Hola.
Good, okay, well done. What would you like us to learn in your language today? Ah, okay, okay. Pablo wants us to learn 4 colours. 4 colours today. First colour that Pablo would like us to learn is just down here. So Joseph, can you take the first colour and come and stand just here, please? Okay. And what's that? What's this? What's this colour? Robert.
Red.
Fantastic, red. Pablo, what is red in Spanish? Okay. It's rojo.
Rojo.
Good. Okay, so Pablo has brought with him some more colours as well, and the other colours are just down there. Okay, so I would like Sam to stand up and get the next colour. Good. And who knows what this colour is?
Yellow.
It's yellow. Good. And what, Pablo, is yellow in Spanish? Okay. It's amarillo. Can we all say amarillo?
Amarillo.
Good. Excellent.
Well, I think it benefits the children because they're reinforcing skills in different contexts. I think also it's more real to them. It's how they learn outside of the classroom. It's a multi-sensory, very varied experience, and it takes account of all different learning styles and also of strengths and weaknesses, because we can't all be good at maths, we can't all be good at English, but if we're doing things in a cross-curricular way, that reinforces, and it's variety and it's linking and it's just making the whole of their education much more meaningful.
Next, Henry introduces the PE element of the Spanish lesson.
Hola.
Hola.
Levántate. When I show the colour, you're going to be saying it, shouting it back, and you're going to be doing the action. Verde. Para. Rojo. Amarillo. Para. Verde. Para. Rojo. Good. this introduced the sort of active part, and they then realised that what I was saying they were going to have to respond to, and so that introduced the active part, so I got them to stand up and sit down, and then we moved on to the colours, and what I did was I got each year group to come out and just to have a go at the traffic lights game. Azul.
Azul.
But it was done in a controlled way so that no one was getting out of control and not too excited, because it can be quite exciting for the children to do something so different that they're not used to. Circolo, circolo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. I thought, as it was unusual to deliver a Spanish lesson in a physical active way, I thought, why not give it a go and see what the children can get out of it, and just to see whether it actually works and whether it's beneficial for people to use in teaching today. Siéntate. Cross-curricular links. From what I've gathered from Edge Hill and my studies at Edge Hill, it's a new initiative, and so a lot of schools are beginning to introduce these cross-curricular links, basically because it gives lessons a purpose, and it gives children a chance to learn a subject in a different way, and also in a way that they might not feel they're actually learning it.
Azul. Azul, good, excelente, bueno, azul.
The children certainly gained a lot of Spanish from it. They learnt what they needed to learn, which was the 4 colours, and they also picked up some background words as well, such as hola and adios, which is always a bonus. I think that languages at the moment in the developing curriculum is a very important subject that all children need to learn. I think languages are key to today's developing society.
It's the Every Child Matters agenda. We're going from the whole child and to see the whole picture rather than specialising in just one subject and worrying about just that one subject. It's basically helping the teachers and the pupils look at the whole context of the learning environment and what their education's about, and to help the teachers with the planning. It's specifically following through the processes that are involved in the planning and making sure you've hit those links and brought those strands together. So it is very helpful.
We've learnt Spanish and how to say hello and colours. I enjoyed doing PE with Mr. Frankel because we learnt lots of Spanish words. It's good doing Spanish and PE at the same time.